Here we sit in January of 2010 in the middle of Kansas. And talking about charity growing cold, if you step outside the door, you understand what cold is all about. And what do we talk about? How bitterly cold it is outside. And let's apply that to charity. When charity grows cold, when charity leaves a heart, what does a heart become? It becomes bitter. And charity has totally left it. We think of an uncharitable person, we have all sorts of names, but bitter is the one that really comes to mind. And we talk about cold, a cold heart. We talk about a hard heart. In fact, the prayer I say every morning for the conversion of sinners, we ask God to soften hard hearts. Let us ask Him also to warm up cold hearts. And right now, we can understand what cold is, but let us apply that to charity. What happens? Charity leaves, our heart becomes totally stone cold dead. And that's what we say of dead people. They are stone cold dead. It is the soul that animates the body and keeps everything functioning when we maintain our warm temperature of 98.6 degrees, more or less. But when charity leaves, the heart becomes worse than a freezer. It becomes so cold and unfeeling. What do we say of an unfeeling person? They are heartless. They have no concern about what is good and true. They have no concern for other people. And what is, we talk about charity on the material plane even. A charitable person helps out other people. In fact, although I don't think they were successful, there were two people trying to pull a truck out in a day on my road. Got buried in a ditch. There was an act of charity. True, they weren't successful in getting the truck out, but they were considerate. One person was considerate of another. We talk about it as being charitable in the material plane. But what is charity? Charity is love of God and love of our neighbor for the love of God. We need to be on fire with the love of God. If we need global warming, that's the global warming we need, is on fire with the love of God that wants to bring all people to that same love that brings happiness. Because we bring in an uncharitable person to something. What do we call them? We call them a wet blanket. We say they have thrown something cold on the whole meeting and just cooled everything off. In other words, there is no happiness. There is no joy left. It's like they're a giant sucking sound. They suck the warmth, the charity away just by their presence. Let us not be like that. Let us not be heartless. Let us be on fire with the love of God. Let us be charitable. Let us warm up the world with true charity. And let us love God and love our neighbor for the love of God. Let us do what needs to be done to bring him to true happiness. And what brings true happiness? I mean, I've said here before, conformity to the will of God brings true happiness because everything is in perfect order. We obey God. Our lower faculties obey our higher faculties. I mean, we could go philosophically and discuss all this in great detail. That's not important. Understanding how it works is not important. Understanding that when I obey God, my lower faculties obey my higher faculties. And all this brings true happiness. When I am truly charitable, I truly love God, I have happiness. Do I need a big, long, complicated explanation? No, the only thing I need to know is that I should be truly charitable and love God with my whole heart, soul, mind, body, strength. This is the first and greatest commandment. Then I love my neighbor as myself. From the love of God, it all flows through my life. And my heart is warm. Even if I'm sitting in the middle of the deep freeze like we are now. But if you have an occasion to step out into the cold tomorrow, and I think a lot of you will, I would like you to think about charity growing cold. And then think what a great warmth would come if we all became on fire for the love of God. Benedictani potentes, Patris et Filii, Spiritus Sancti, Send Superbos et Mani et Semper,